Maybe the same problem keeps showing up in different parts of your life, in your body, at work, in relationships, in your self-worth. Maybe a panic in your body, overwork until you burn out, people please in relationships, collapse under criticism, avoid conversations that might actually help. And at first, these can look like separate problems: anxiety, burnout, relationship difficulty, shame, avoidance. But what if they are not completely separate? What if several parts of your life are pointing towards the same capacity that needs to grow? This video is a short follow-along practice for finding the capacity beneath the repeated pattern. It accompanies the explainer video that shows why the same problem can appear in different places. In this video, we practice one distinction. The pattern may look different in different parts of your life, but underneath it may be asking for the same capacity. Don't do this while driving or doing anything that needs your full attention. If this brings up too much, stop, look around the room, feel your feet on the floor, and return later with support. Now, let's begin. Place your feet on the floor. Feel the contact underneath you. Let the chair support some of your weight. Let your jaw soften by 5%. Let your shoulders drop by 5%. Now, quietly rate your activation from 0 to 10, where 0 is deeply settled, 10 is highly activated, stressed, or overwhelmed. There is no right number, just notice. Now, take 3 3-6 breaths. Breathe in for 3 and out for 6. Again, in for 3, out for 6. And one more time. In for 3 and out for 6. Now, bring to mind a repeated pattern. Not the biggest one, not the most painful one, just something you recognise. Maybe I overwork, I people please, I avoid conflict, I collapse after criticism, I panic when my body feels strange, I procrastinate when something matters, I compare myself and feel not enough. I keep going back to the same relationship pattern. So choose one of these or one of your own. Just choose one. Now, say quietly, this is a repeated pattern. It is not proof that I am broken. It is information. So pause, feel your feet again, feel the chair again. Take one slow out breath. Now, ask, where does this pattern show up? Does it show up in my body, at work, in relationships, in my self-worth, in rest and recovery, in decisions, in conflict, in visibility, in pressure? Let one or two places come into your mind. Maybe the same pattern appears as panic in your body, overwork at work, people-pleasing in relationships, and shame in self-worth. Just notice. Now, ask yourself, what happens in my body when this pattern begins? Maybe your chest tightens, maybe your stomach drops, maybe your throat closes, maybe your jaw clenches, Maybe you feel hot, numb, restless, small, heavy, or urgent. Just notice. Now, quietly say to yourself, this is my system entering the pattern. Not failure, a pattern. Again, this is my system entering the pattern. Not failure, a pattern. Now, we're going to look underneath. Ask yourself, what capacity might this pattern be asking me to build? Maybe it's emotional regulation, the ability to settle when threat rises. Maybe it's emotional processing, the ability to feel without flooding or shutting down. Maybe it's self-worth, the ability to stay connected to dignity when shame appears. Maybe it's boundaries, the ability to say no, pause or choose without collapse. Maybe it's repair, the ability to come back after conflict. Maybe it's recovery, the ability to stop, reset and restore after stress. Don't force the answer. Just let one capacity emerge from within and stand out to you. Regulation, emotional processing, self-worth, boundaries, repair, recovery. Now, say to yourself, this pattern may be pointing towards, and name the capacity. This pattern may be pointing towards regulation, or this pattern may be pointing towards self-worth, or this pattern may be pointing towards boundaries. Now, make the important distinction. I do not have 5 separate failures. I may have one capacity asking to grow in several places. Again, I don't have 5 separate failures. I may have one capacity asking to grow in several places. Look around the room. Notice one colour, one shape, one ordinary object. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the chair supporting you. Now, ask yourself, what's the smallest possible practice of this capacity? Not the full transformation, not the perfect response, just one small step. If the capacity is regulation, the smallest practice might be one slow out breath before I act. If the capacity is emotional processing, it might be naming the feeling without fixing it. If the capacity is self-worth, it might be, this is painful, but it is not the whole truth about me. If the capacity is boundaries, it might be, I need a moment. If the capacity is repair, it might be, I want to come back to this. If the capacity is recovery, it might be, I am allowed to stop and reset. Choose one, just one. Now, rehearse it. Bring the repeated pattern to mind, just 10%. Notice where it shows up. Notice your body cue. Name the capacity underneath. Then practice the smallest step. For example, the pattern is people-pleasing. It shows up in relationships and at work. My chest tightens. The capacity underneath is boundary setting. My smallest step is I need a moment. Again, pattern, life area or areas, body cue, capacity, smallest step. One more time. Pattern, life area, body cue, capacity, smallest step. Now, say to yourself, my symptoms are signals. My patterns are signals. They are not proof that I am broken. They may be pointing towards the next capacity to build. Bring one hand to your chest or abdomen if that feels okay, and say to yourself, I can begin with small moments. I don't need to change everything all at once. I can notice the pattern. I can ask what capacity is underneath. I can practice one small step. Now ask, where can I practice this once this week? Not everywhere, just one place. Maybe at work. In one conversation. In one moment of shame. In one body sensation. In one moment of overthinking. In one urge to overwork. In one relationship pattern. Choose one small place. Now, quietly rate your activation again from 0 to 10. What changed, if anything? Did your breathing shift? Did your body soften? Did the pattern feel even 5% less global? Did you feel more able to see what it is asking of you? If nothing changed, that is not failure. It may mean the pattern was too big, the capacity needs more repetition, or your system needs more support. So let's finish with this. I don't need to solve my whole life today. I can begin with one pattern, one body cue, one capacity, one small step. The same problem may show up in different places, but I can start by building the capacity underneath. Take one final slow breath in and a slower breath out. Feel the floor, feel the chair, notice the room. That's the practice. And if you want the fuller explanation of why this matters, watch the Paired Explainer video.